The automatic dosing system is one of the most effective ways to consistently and accurately add water treatments to your water feature. And outside of actually having to remember to replace the bag when it's empty, there's only a few minor things you need to do to maintain or troubleshoot the dosing system. So I want to walk you through them today. The first, on an annual basis, we recommend changing out this little cartridge right here. This is actually the peristaltic pump cartridge. Real simple change. We sell a kit right here, replacement cartridge kit. Why you have to change this is a peristaltic pump has tubing in this and little roller wheels that actually spin. Each section of the tubing is a dose. So over the course of time, that tubing will stretch and it will just affect the dosing a little bit. So by changing this out on an annual basis, you're assured that you're actually getting an accurate and consistent dose every time. I'll show you how it's done. It takes just a few seconds. Start by removing the pump cartridge tubing from the hose barbs. Then press the tabs on the side of the pump cartridge while gently lifting to disconnect it from the control panel. Press the tabs on the side of the new pump cartridge and insert it in position, pushing down until it clicks. Then reconnect the tubing to the hose barbs. Okay, now when replacing your water treatment bag, one little tip. When you unscrew this and go to put your tubing in here, recommend taking this off right here. This lets this freely actually spin. So you thread this down into the bag and then you spin it on, and now you can stick it back on here. It just makes it easier to put that cap back on and then drop your bag in. And when you put the lid on, just make sure you don't have this tubing kink. It's nice flexible tubing. We've changed this over the course of the years and different generations, so it doesn't have any problems with the kinking. And then put the top back on. Once you put in a new water treatment bag, you're going to want to hit the ×2 button for about 3 seconds to enter priming mode. Priming mode will actually start to push the water treatment through the tubing so it can actually get out and start entering into the water feature. Without hitting the priming mode, it might take you several days because this thing doses, several times a day in small amounts. So if you have a longer tube, it might take the full 10 minutes for the water treatment to start coming out of it. If you have a shorter tube, it might actually take just a few minutes. If you want to exit priming mode at any time, you just push this button and it'll actually stop. One of the troubleshooting questions we get often is people thinking that the dosing system isn't working. And it's easy to see why, because this unit doses 3 to 6 times a day, so the chances of you actually seeing it working are pretty slim. You'd have to be right next to it at the right particular time. So if you want to test to make sure it's working properly, use the priming mode. Hold that for 3 seconds and enter in priming mode. Then you can actually turn the unit upside down and you can typically see some of the fluid actually moving through this and moving through the peristaltic pump. While it's in priming mode, you want to check to make sure the motor for the peristaltic pump is actually working. In the center here, you can see there's a little axle, and that will be spinning. That'll show you that the peristaltic pump is actually spinning and pushing it through. If you don't see that actually spinning and you're in priming mode, something is wrong with your control panel. You should contact customer service. If you see that spinning, but you don't see fluid coming through here, it might be clogged. Some of the treatment we have can get sticky. You can get some residue in here, so you can pop these off and use a little pipe cleaner with some warm water and clean it out. Another way to verify, this little quick release fitting right here allows you to easily remove the tubing. You just depress this blue part and it'll slide right back out. When you go to put it back in again, you push it and then it locks into place. That'll allow you to actually see if any of the water treatment's coming out the side here and verify that the internals are actually working properly. The automatic dosing system is really a simple solution for adding water treatments. Once you set it, it pretty much does the work for you. If you do have any troubleshooting questions, you can always consult the owner's manual. There's a troubleshooting section in there. If you don't have a paper copy, you can always go to the Aquascape website, to the landing page for the dosing system, and download a copy there.